Hello traders and welcome to the weekly outlook and setups volume 12. It's Elia here and I'm so glad to see you on my YouTube channel. So for me personally, it has been a very slow week in the markets. I rushed into some FOMO trades at the end of the week and ended up losing them, but we're going with full power into the next week. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button because I'm working on some very nice educational content and I don't want you to miss them out. So we're gonna have a look at about 10 pairs right now and see if there are some potential opportunities for the next week. Let's get started. As you all know, we're always starting from the DXY in order for us to gain some insights of the dollar strength, which will give us some more confluence to kind of implement into our trades. So currently looking at the DXY weekly time frame, if you watched my previous volume, we were expecting a downside continuation after this evening star formation here and finding resistance at this major resistance area here. But when the market opened, we had a gap up, and actually if we have a look at the 4-hourly or even the daily, we were looking at this kind of consolidation box here, and we said that we had a very nice break of it and we were waiting for the retest of the zone in order to see some more dollar weakness. But as you can see, the market gapped up, gave us some kind of pullback down, and it has been trending very nicely up for the whole week. So looking at the daily time frame, we just formed another nice higher low formation here. If this was our previous kind of zone, higher low zone, we stayed above it and we're actually continuing up now. As for resistance levels, we have this zone here at about 98.80. So I will be carefully watching when the dollar approaches this area. And just having a look at the weekly candle, we have this gap up and continuation up. Dollar strength, so I can see right now that it's starting to lose momentum. We have little candles here. So for now, I am bullish bias on the dollar. I think that the dollar strength will continue pushing us up, but we never know what will happen when the market opens. And so if we want to see the reversals, we have this clear structure here. So we kind of have a supportive region just right here. So if the price manages to break below, come back for a retest and give us another lower low, so this can indicate a potential reversal of the market. But yeah, we will have to carefully monitor for the dollar strength because it's a very fundamental part of our analysis. So for now, bullish bias on the dollar. Let's get into the another pairs. Euro USD is our next pair, weekly time frame. On the last volume, we saw this perfectly formed morning star formation and we were expecting some bullish continuation. But as you can see, price just folded over and continued down with the overall trend. So that is caused by the dollar strength, which we saw. And I think that this pair may continue flushing down. So we're currently about to reach 1.10, which is a very major kind of level in the market. So if we manage to break below, this will expose a huge downside for the pair. So the trend has been down overall, and with this bearish weekly engulf, we expect bearish continuation. Having a look at the daily time frame, we're seeing very nice bearish price action here. We actually had a very nice consolidation area here, which I believe we had a look at my previous volume. And on the 4-hourly time frame, we had this kind of minor break here, push back up, left us a 2-4 hour rejections, and then we started flushing down. We had another opportunity at this area here if we managed to get an entry, and so the price has been making a very nice leg down. As for my expectations for the next week, I will be monitoring this demand area here for potential supports, and if I want to go short, this will be my lower high area, and we're currently creating a potential another one. So if price stays like this, if we get another 4-hour rejection and a 1-hour entry, I will be writing this pair down into this demand zone and will be carefully observing if the price tries to approach 1.10 or it starts to support here. But I really believe that the price should, and if we push down to this demand area, I am more than 90% sure that the price will reach and tap this 1.10, because the price always loves to tap those key areas, because those levels are the levels from which the banks operate. So they will get their best orders from those levels. So we may just have a wick down to pierce through the level, get the liquidity, and then we can have the reversal. But for now, I'm bearish bias, and if the dollar continues its strength, I will be looking for shorts on Euro USD. Euro Japanese yen, interesting price action here. So we had this very massive bearish close 3 weeks ago. Then we had some pullback, rejection, pullback, again rejection. So looking at the psychology of these candles, we can see that bears are still entering the market, and we although the bulls are making attempts to push the market up. But we can see that the price is starting to slow down, running out of momentum. We are not having bearish continuation. So if we have a closer look at the daily time frame, we can clearly see those pullbacks here and pullback down. Bearish candle, another bearish candle indicating indecision and not enough power of the bulls to push the market up. But when the bears try to push the market down, we again have the bullish pressure. So if we just have a careful look, and if we put this supportive level here, we can see that the price is failing to break below. And if we want to be even more kind of clear, we just draw this range, and we're in a ranging market currently on Euro JPY. So if we have a look at the 4-hourly time frame, we can see it even more clearer. So we have this push down, pull back, push down, consolidation here the last day. So what am I waiting on Euro JPY? I will be very patient with this pair. I will either wait for the breakdown, the retest that will indicate that the pair will hold at this level, and then the continuation, because we may have currently some fake outs to the downside that will trigger breakout traders, and then we can have the reversal up. Or I will just wait for price to break the resistance level and come back for a retest for continuation up. So not rushing into Euro JPY, let's see what it has to offer for us on the next week, and I will be updating you if I see a potential opportunity on the pair. Aussie dollar USD is a pair that took my attention for a potential reversal. As you can see, the last 2 weeks were quite indecisive. We had this massive pin bar down, bulls entering the market and rejecting all the way up. And this week we had this perfect doji, kind of indicating that no one took the direction of the market. So if I draw this rectangle right here, and we will drop down to the lower time frames. But another confluence is this liquidity point here, this massive candle here with rejection. So we actually came to test it, and we're rejecting it and failing to close below, which is another confluence that the market may give us a push up. So if we go to the daily time frame, we can clearly see now the consolidation happening. We had this massive fake out here to the downside, bullish candle, then we expected some bullish continuation, but the market just continued ranging. So I think that's another kind of accumulation phase of the market before we start pushing up or either down. So again, I will be waiting for the break and retest to the upside, or if the market decides to flush down potentially, I will be waiting for the break and retest to the downside. But I'm more of buy bias for this pair, although the USD is very strong, but it can just turn back and shift its strength. So just currently looking at Euro USD and Aussie dollar, I think that we may have some reversals on these pairs. So currently looking at the price action, nothing really major happening here. Kind of bearish structure we had. I tried to enter a sell in and around this level and I lost it with this bullish candle here. It wasn't a good trade because we were in a consolidating market. I just recognized this as a potential lower high formation here and decided to take a short, and I was hoping that the price will reach the bottom of the range, but it didn't, and it doesn't matter. So what am I waiting for the next week is a simple break and retest of the consolidation to the either sides, and this will depend on the strength of the dollar and maybe the Australian dollar as well. Having a quick look at Aussie JPY, which even looks better for a reversal trade. So we had this bearish week here with rejection to the downside, and now we're having kind of bullish week, kind of a spinning top here, kind of tweezer bottoms again because the wicks are almost the same length. So I would really expect on this pair to give us some bullish move the upcoming week. We here have the same liquidity level here that kind of didn't get tapped to the T, but we know that we're currently staying at the 71 key level and we're failing to close below. So bullish bias again on Aussie JPY. Having a look at the daily, here we have this massive bullish candle after it following with a bearish one, indicating that the bulls are still not ready to push the market up. So right now we may have some manipulation down here to the downside in order for the bands to get some liquidity and in order for the market to push up. And having a quick look at the 4-hourly, very clear consolidation here. Nothing really much to comment. I will just draw the consolidation box and I will be patiently waiting for the break and the retest of it. And potentially to the upside, I will be watching for long trades. That's on AJ. USD Swiss franc, we have been looking at this pair quite a lot and we were short since the break of this trend line and the retest. I hope you got into some very nice opportunities here. And looking at this week's closure, we have a bullish closure with rejection on the bottom and kind of failing to close below this liquidity spot here. So we kind of have a double bottom here. Maybe it will be more visible on the daily time frame. Bullish bias for now, judging by the USD strength. Yes, you can see we had this double bottom here and we're kind of consolidating right now in and around this area here. If I just quickly draw my range and we will switch down to the 4-hourly to see what's happening. The last daily candle closed with rejection at the resistance of the consolidation, indicating that there are sellers entering here. This may be a potential fake out for the price to continue down. We don't know anything, and judging by the bias of Euro USD, if you're expecting the price to continue up, so USD Swiss franc is an opposite correlation with Euro USD. I will make a video on that for sure, explaining to you how to trade correlating pairs. So double bottom here, a lot of people would be going long right now, but what I can see structure wise, we had this formation here which was broken, and right now we're retesting it and rejecting perfectly. So we can safely say that this pair can start going down. Looking at the 4-hourly time frame, really nothing interesting here. We had this fake out here, boom, bullish candle, pullback, perfect long opportunity here, a potential higher low formation to ride until the consolidation resistance. And just looking at this price action, it tells me nothing for now, so I will patiently wait for this pair to develop to give me more evidence, more confirmation, and let's see if this pair is going to continue down with the overall trend or we're gonna get the reversal here. Interesting weekly price action on USD CAD. We're having these 2 weeks of rejection from the upside, and I can see right now that this may be a potential Fibonacci play. As you can see, we're staying in the 50% and the 61.8% Fibonacci pocket. So seeing this 2 weeks of rejections immediately suggests that we may have a new leg down. And looking at another confluence, we had those kind of weekly higher lows here that got broken and closed below. So right now we're having this pullback for a potential lower high on the weekly time frame. Having a look at the daily time frame, just looking at it more thoroughly, we're having this push up, kind of higher high here, push down higher low, and with this bullish candle which managed to close above this candle's bodies, which indicates that this may be a potential higher low. But if we have a look at the next candle, that's indecisive candle, which suggests that there are sellers entering at this level, and this level may become a potential double top. So after this bullish candle, we would expect continuation up, but just the bulls ran out of power, and right now we look that we're folding over here at this double top area here, which is very, very interesting. So looking at this, we have our higher low formation here, that's on the daily time frame, and if we switch to the 4-hourly, it even gets clearer, because we have this formation here, kind of fake out to the upside, kind of higher high formation to trigger more buyers into the market. But right now we broke, closed below, and retested this minor higher low, and we're currently flushing down. So what is my trading setup on USD CAD? I will wait for price to retrace back, give me the rejection here at this level, and I will be waiting for price to approach this daily higher low here, kind of demand area. As you can see, even on the left we have resistance, break, support. So that's a very important level here on the market, and we have actually the 1.32 key level of the market. So that's my trading setup on USD CAD. Bearish bias for now. I'm looking for a potential lower high of this market structure in order for me to write it down for a new lower low with targets 1.32. Having a quick look at Euro NZD, because we were expecting a downside after this rejection here from the top areas of this market, and we had another week of rejection and even bearishness. So we have 2 weeks of price action here that indicates to us that sellers are entering and are rejecting from these levels here. So daily time frame, we kind of enter into a consolidation area, I would say a distribution phase of the market. If you don't know how those distribution and accumulation phases work, please drop me a comment down and I will make a video regarding this occurrence in the market. So we're having this distribution phase here, not really nice price action, and we're currently stuck into this kind of range here, not very clear. But if we look even more in depth, we have high, lower high, lower high, and now we're forming another lower high, and I would expect this market to finally flush down and break this level. So immediately I am spotting that we're currently staying at 1.72, a very major figure in this market. And if we manage to break and close below, I will be looking for the retest of it, and then we will have some very nice downside potential on Euro NZD. I will keep you up to date in my Telegram channel about it. Wrapping up this week's video with another interesting pair, Euro Australian dollar. So right now we had this high formation on the weekly time frame. So right now what do we expect? We expect some kind of a pullback down to create a new higher low. We can clearly see this pair has been trending very nicely up. And if we just kind of drop a trend line in here, you can see that it perfectly aligns for a new higher low formation. And if we draw a Fibonacci play on the weekly, 61.8% in and around this area here. Last week we had this very nice rejection, and now we're having even the bearish candle. Not quite of a bearish engulf, but we have the evidence that there are sellers entering. And just having a look at this liquidity spot here, we failed to close above and break it. So bearish bias on this pair. Let's see what the daily has for us. We went through the distribution phase, we have broken it, and right now we will be retesting it, I think. If I just drop a quick line like this here and switch down to the 4 hourly, yes, it's very perfect. We even had this very minor and subtle retest, and right now we're heading for another one. I will be looking for shorts on this pair. As for targets, I will be targeting some kind of zones here. I can see one here down. You can see that those are kind of simple support and resistance levels. We have 62,500. Let's make it even better, 62,500, and my next target will be 1.61. So we never know where price will go, where it will stop, where it will find support or resistance. So we're just going with the trend. We're strict with our rules. We follow strictly risk management and our risk to reward ratio. And yeah, I'm going to wrap up this video. If you stayed up until now, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Leave me some feedback down in the comments. Join my Telegram channel if you don't want to miss those setups. And thank you. Stay tuned for my upcoming educational content, and see you the next week.